Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Metaphysical Morning.
Yes, welcome. Good morning. We're so lucky today.
This is a special episode. This is going to be so fun. A little bit different. We have a guest.
We do. So wait, we should probably say it. So I'm Jessica.
I'm Ashley.
And we're so lucky today because my mom is here. My mom's name is
Jill.
Jill. There we go.
There we go.
Jill.
So, yes, what a treat that she graciously allowed for us to interview her. She has no idea what we're going to be talking to her about.
No.
Which makes it even more fun.
It does. And also, if we ever reference Mom Divine North, then this is the woman.
Mama North.
Oh, that's
Mama
right.
North.
There
There we go.
North. I love it.
So, welcome.
Well,
Welcome, everyone, and welcome to my mom.
I'm so excited to be here.
Well, and just so you know, you are in the presence of two Taurus and a Scorpio. So let's preface that. I was fortunate enough to have a wonderful conversation, an astrology reading with Jill. So we know her now like the back of our hand, and so this is going to be fun.
It's going to be very fun.
It is gonna be fun. And then okay, so just to stay on astrology for a tiny second.
Love it. Always.
Yeah. So I'm a Taurus, and my mom's a Taurus, and my dad is also a Taurus.
And who else is a Taurus? Spit them out.
So during,
Well, my brother's a Gemini.
He's got a lot of Taurus in him. I promise that.
Yeah.
during my reading, my astrology reading with Ashley today, yes, Jessica, my daughter's a Taurus, my husband's a Taurus, but both of my in-laws, my mother-in-law was also a Taurus, and also my father-in-law, who happens to share the same birthday with my daughter.
Yeah, so I was like, there's more here. There's more to this Taurus story.
It was very special because my grandfather would always call me on my birthday, and he would always tell me that I was the greatest birthday gift he ever got.
Oh,
and so sweet.
So
Such a sweet man.
So yes, I am surrounded by goddesses today. So I love it. I love it.
Okay. And so for the first question I have, can we just get started?
Yeah,
let's do it.
Course. I
I first told you I was opening a metaphysical shop, what did you think?
I think I remember saying to you, you want to open one of those witch stores?
I think that is what you said. Yeah.
love that.
I think that's what I said.
Yes. Do you remember what I said to you? I don't. This isn't like a pop quiz. I have no idea.
No, I think you were like, Mom, it's not like that.
That's true.
Did you say that you wanted it to be metaphysical shop, or did it start out as did you want to just focus on crystals, or you just wanted to focus on something, or was it always the vision to encompass this umbrella of the metaphysics?
It was always to encompass metaphysics.
Okay.
And one of the biggest reasons to open the shop for me was to do Reiki and sound massage and have a place to offer it to clients. Because Mr. Divine North, my husband, is against having anyone at the house, which is fair, right? I mean, it is not everyone's thing to have people come to the house.
Totally.
So I totally get that.
Makes sense.
So yeah.
Totally makes
sense. Did you think I was a witch? Were you?
What were the first indications?
Like, what did you think?
No, definitely didn't think you were a witch. I'm gonna go back just a little bit because, and I won't name places, but where I live, there is a metaphysical store.
Yep.
And just about to go anywhere from my home to anywhere else in the town, you have to pass this store. And every time I would pass it, I'm like, oh, there's the witch store. There's the witch store. So, and I never went in there until Jessica was visiting one time. And yeah, even after my first trip there, I wasn't convinced it wasn't weird. Okay. So when she said she wanted to open up a store, I'm like, you want to open up one of those witch stores? Yeah.
I love this conversation, and my mind is just sparking with all of this wonderful knowledge because you are very, very Taurus. You have so much Taurus, grounded, earth, practical, so steady and so grounded. You do have an Aquarius moon, which is weird. That's weirdness. So you do have that underlying frequency that flows through you. So you may have been a little apprehensive, but also curious at the same time.
Yeah. And in fairness, even though she said she wanted to open that, and probably very typical of Taurus, I'm thinking, yeah, like 10 years from now, that'll happen.
Oh, yeah,
You know what I mean?
yes,
Like, oh, yeah,
yes.
she wants to do that. Sure. Okay, sometime in her life, she'll do that. You know, like, yeah. No, she made that happen right away.
Boom, boom.
We're doing this now.
When you live in the flow, things happen quickly.
Yes, it's true. When you live in the vortex, you just make things happen.
Yeah.
Did you think at all I had lost my mind? Or were you just like, no, this is something Jessica will do 10 years from now and that will be the end of it?
Yeah, I thought it was like, I hate to say that, I thought it was like a pipe dream. Like,
Yeah.
like this is something you want to do, but it's never going to happen. And you know, in all honesty, because I learned, you know, I knew so much about myself before seeing Ashley, but it just confirmed what I know about myself. And I am very methodical and a planner, and, you know, and I'm not a risk taker at all. So I tend to think that that's how all people think. So I'm thinking, how's she going to make this happen? Like, Jill, you don't have to worry about this, because I mean, you know what I mean? There's so much involved. It's going to take a long time to get there. You know what I mean? So like how I would do something. You know, but it didn't turn out that way.
It's so funny because I feel like Mr. Divine North felt the same way you did. I think he felt, but he should have known better, because I've done this before. Like, this is not the first time I've done something like this, but I think he thought like, oh, whatever. But no, that's not what happened.
I love it.
So okay, before Divine North opened, what did the word metaphysical mean to you?
You know what? I don't know that I had any real perception of what the meaning of metaphysical was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And in all honesty, it wasn't until Jessica actually opened the store that I started doing like my own research.
Okay.
Was that to see if I was like,
what have we gotten into?
I should be
what is happening here?
Well, because I'm all about the physical.
Yes, you are.
I'm all about the physical.
Yes.
So I never really had a curiosity to learn other than
Anything
what was
beyond
not
that.
real tangible to me.
Oh my gosh, I love this. This is wonderful.
Yeah, I mean that's who I was.
Yeah.
So I really, but then of course once Jessica opened the store, and this is my daughter, I'm like, and let me just say, I always knew my daughter was a very smart person, you know, and so I knew she's not going crazy. She's not going off doing some kooky thing. There must be something to this, that she had already, you know, felt the need to tap into that and research it and do things for herself.
Yeah. Right.
I never felt that need until she started to do that, and then I just wanted to find out what this was all about. Yeah.
You know, we talked about this morning, but you're also a Pisces rising, and metaphysical is all Pisces language. And so Jessica is your teacher. She's literally your teacher to open you up into all of this. Isn't that beautiful?
Well, again, because, and I don't want to get ahead of myself.
It's fine. This is how we just go with it.
Okay, so again, like tapping into this stuff, and so one of the people that caught my eye, and I started watching some old like interviews and stuff, was of Dolores Cannon. And it was very intriguing to me because, first of all, she's like a total motherly figure.
She is.
She's not like what you would think of a typical person who was involved in the metaphysical. Okay, and she was educated, and she learned from her putting her patients in deep state hypnosis about all of this stuff. And like, you know, you have a patient or two that says these things, okay, but when you have thousands of patients who say the same thing, then there's got to be something to it, right?
Yes.
And so it's funny when you said that about, because like I'm the bomb, right? I'm here to teach her, but no, in our in the spiritual world, right?
Yeah.
Our children are here to teach us. The people that we, you know, our co-workers, our friends, you know, these are all people that have touched our lives to teach us something as well.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
So like, yeah, so I'm thinking, see, Jessica, oh, maybe Jessica is supposed to be teaching me these things.
I love it.
I
You know?
I love it.
Yes.
That's so good.
Do you ask?
I'll ask a question.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me see. For me, well, let's just continue that conversation on that spiritual realm. Would you classify yourself as a spiritual being?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. And has that meaning of that word changed for you?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Let's see. Like, first of all, born and raised Catholic. Okay. In my heart, I will always be Catholic.
Yep.
I think one of the big, and this is just my opinion, okay,
Yeah,
but I think one of the big misconceptions is that you can't be, Catholic or Christian and believe in these things.
Yeah.
But I disagree. I think they're all intertwined.
Yes.
Okay. At least that's what it's done for me. And just like through Dolores Cannon, I learned about, souls that came here to teach us, not just us, them, I loved, and there's a couple of things that Dolores Cannon said that, I told you how it's my gut feeling.
Yes. It's very strong.
But
Intuition.
how something just resonates with me and makes sense to me. And, people talk about like they can't understand like terrible, like how can there be a God when there's such terrible things going on in the world, or like when children die, or babies die, and and it's so awful. But like Dolores Cannon said in her deep state hypnosis with all of these people, that we choose before we come here. We have our soul contracts.
Yep.
And we choose our parents, and we choose what we want to experience and learn in this life.
Yep.
And that gave me such a sense of peace about like children who die, children who suffer, because it made sense to me that that's why that happens, because they chose that before they came here to learn something from it, and also to teach somebody else, right?
Right.
So of course you don't remember that, that's the whole thing.
Right.
Because that was the other thing. I remember Dolores Cannon said, one person said to her, well, why do we forget everything? Like, why, if we come here to learn, like, why do we forget? She goes, it would be just like giving you the answers to a test. You're not going to learn it if you just give a person the answers. So I don't know, like for me, those things just make sense.
Yeah, it really does.
And it also gives me, like I said, a sense of peace to justify when you do see people suffer or, die young or having difficulties in life and struggles, but those struggles are part of our learning process here that we chose.
Yep. No, absolutely. I love that. I love it.
So to go with that, like, do you think, because I think so, do you think like your perception of things has changed and your mind has been open to things?
Yes. And I think I've told Jessica this before, because remember, totally different age groups, right? And so most of my friends, my age group, brought up in the same generation, a lot of them the same religion and stuff like that.
Yep.
And when with most of them, like when I try to broach these subjects and like talk about these things, they look at me like I have two heads.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, like, and I will tell you, the one person who's caught on is Jessica's father, my husband.
Oh, yeah.
And he just got done reading
The Autobiography of a Yogi.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he just,
wow, I love that.
Yeah. So even, my husband, who I wouldn't think would be, because when I first started saying stuff about, what Jessica, and I would tell him, well, Dolores Cannon this, or, oh, I read this, and he'd give me this look like,
Oh, well, this is good. So I have a question for you then. Was there anything in the shop or anything like I talked to you about that was like the strangest thing initially to you?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
So, and it's stupid, but the smudging.
Oh, like the smoke cleansing.
The smoke
Yes.
cleansing.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, okay, now that's just a little voodoo-ish. But you see, if you do your research, and I did my research, in many cultures, including like American Native Indians, okay,
But also medieval Europe, and it's been many cultures.
many cultures, but it truly does cleanse the space. It kills bacteria. I mean, it's amazing that it really does have a medicinal purpose. So it's not like like people think this because we haven't done it in so long.
Right.
We are so disconnected.
You know, I mean,
right.
So people ahead of us, you know, like I said, the American Indians, and you know, they were smart, and they worked with nature and with what they had.
Yes.
You know, they didn't have Lysol disinfectant, you know. So there is a real purpose to it. It's not like you're cleansing evil spirits, you know. I mean,
well, you can.
But I know you're taking it from that practical level,
right?
That lens.
But what I'm saying is, I think a lot of people do it. They're doing it for purposes other than that.
Right, and also to go back to your Catholic roots, you know, they have the giant incense with burners, the brass ones. You have one, and they burn incense, and they used to do it at every mass, which makes sense, especially if you go back to the medieval times, because that's when when a lot of people would gather in an enclosed space. Hygiene wasn't the greatest, so you were spreading germs at church. So it was kind of like they were cleansing it and doing that in the church, both on a spiritual and like a practical physical level.
And it's funny you bring that up because, right, if you've ever gone to like a Catholic funeral or different things that they do, they bring it out and like over the casket, they you know, they do that.
Well, they used to walk like
all
around
the way
and
around
up
it.
the center. So
Yeah.
So then what is the weirdest thing I do now that you've just accepted as normal? Is there anything? Maybe there's not anything.
No, because I'm still learning about stuff that you do. Like just shortly before my trip here, I learned that you do the past life regression.
I do. I can't. Yeah, I do.
You know, and
and the human design reading.
I'm like, you do? Like I didn't. You know, she's like she's moving at a very fast pace.
Because I'm living in the flow.
Have you ever done Reiki on your mom?
Yes, one time many years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're having the best day. You had an astrology reading. You had a tarot reading.
Yeah.
Now you're on a TV show.
It's like my mom's dream day.
A different type of spa day.
Exactly.
It's my new flow.
Exactly. Lizzie, has watching the Open Divine North changed the way you see me as your daughter?
I mean, so you know what and I meant to say this to Ashley. I kind of touched on it a little, but and now I'm reading a book that kind of ties into this, but about how it seems that more and more people are having this, you know, new level of consciousness and stuff like that. And I think that sitting here amongst Ashley and you is a testament to that. And the reason that is because you're doing what you want to do. Like your passion, you're following your passion. No, but you know, like my generation, you did an 8 to 5 job. You know, you tried to. People, you know, that everybody hates their job. You know, the accountant,
and that was just accepted. That's how what you did.
About, you know, you make the money, you make the money, you make the money. But I think more and more people are seeing that. Yes, you need money to survive, without a doubt. But there's more to life than working a job that you hate, and that and that if you try to follow your passion, the money will follow.
It will follow.
You know what I mean? And the two of you are testaments to that.
But there's also something so beautiful to that, and we were kind of talking about this too, of you can have these ideas of things that you want to do, but there is a wherewithal of you're still going to work. You're still going to be practical. There's still things that you're going to have to schedule and put into play. Some people are much more earth and grounded, and that is very easy for them to have an idea and act and then let it be born into this. And some people struggle with that. They have great ideas, but it takes that grounded, I'm going to make this work with, you know, all my planning, my goals, and
Right.
putting in those practical steps. So it's
both.
It's both, and it's, different at the same time.
And and it's funny because, in the parent world, I'm sure every parent can relate. When your kids accomplish, they graduate college, or they do well in school, or they get a great job, you're very proud and everything. And, but what's interesting, and you'll have to tell me your experience. But like when I say to my friends, oh, my daughter's opening up her own business. Oh, really? What's she doing? She's opening up a metaphysical store. They're like, oh, you know what I mean?
She escaped. She escaped the matrix.
So I don't know if your parents ever had a similar thing, like, oh, your daughter's in business for herself. What does she do?
Yeah.
She's an astrologer.
Oh, no, I know. My father, and I love it. He's very open, but he had never, ever even thought probably of this concept of astrology. And a lot of the things that I do, he just gives the glazed look over, and he's very supportive, but he is very much not of this realm.
Yes.
So it's funny to.
It is funny. I'll just say that I do say this. I always tell people that I have the most supportive parents, even before I open the shop, like all through my life.
Yes.
I have the most amazing, loving, supportive parents.
Yeah.
Because I can remember 20 years ago telling people, I feel like I could go to my parents and be like, I'm going to become a professional snake charmer. And they'd be like, oh, okay. And they would just be like, roll with it. They'd be like,
on the inside, but
what do you do? Like, what does that entail? Like, they would just be like, okay.
Instead of stopping it right there. Nope, you are going to chiropractor school.
Yeah, no.
And I would say, even though I grew up in a totally different time and generation, that I always felt that way about my parents.
Did you? Yeah.
Yes. My parents, would have, and like I know, even with Jessica and with her brother, our two children, we were not these parents that said, you have to go to college. You have to get a college degree.
Yeah.
I mean, we were practical in that we said,
right.
You have to be either working a job or part-time and going to school part-time, or working full-time, or you can't just sit around and do nothing.
Yeah, right.
And we'll support what you want to do. But we always felt, and I think my parents were that way too, that you always have choices.
Right. I will say that if I said I wanted to be a professional snake charmer, you'd be supportive, but you'd ask questions. You'd be like, well, do they make a lot of money? Is there a demand for that?
Is there a demand?
They'd ask some practical questions.
Where are the snakes?
Could you die? No.
Yeah.
Those kind of things. So, do you believe that people can communicate with loved ones who have died?
Yes, on a certain level, I do. When you say communicate, I believe they're always around us. And we can talk to them and ask them things. I don't think they interfere with our lives. You know what I'm saying? I read, one of the things I read was that, like my mother died in 2024. Very close with my mom. She lived with us for 7 years. And, when you live with somebody, you always don't have patience with them, especially older people. And, he's like,
no, I get it.
Especially with my Catholic upbringing, there's a lot of guilt. You know what I mean? And I read where when we leave this life and we go out into the spiritual world, that we don't remember any of that stuff. Like they don't go into the spirit world and say, my kids held grudges against me, or stuff like that. They are now in a more perfect state than we're in here. And that's they don't think that way. So like you don't have to worry, like, oh, I'm sorry. Like people say, oh, would you tell my mom I'm sorry for this? Or, I should have done that. And it's like, they're beyond that now. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so, but I will tell you a freaky story.
Ooh, I love this.
So, and I don't know if I can name names, but a medium who's kind of nationally known said he gets asked a question all the time about, this loved one passed on or that one passed on. And, I never dream about them. And he said, because you have to ask them. You have to ask them to come visit you in your dreams.
Yes.
So this is a true story. I mean, it's only going a couple months. So I have a sister that passed away, and my father and my mother.
Yep.
And I was close to all of them. And my father and my sister have been dead for like 14 years, and my mother now just a couple. And I really never dream about them,
Yeah.
So every night when I went to bed, and I still do pray, but every night when I said my prayers, and I said, and Donna and Mom and Dad, please come visit me. Please come visit me. I want you to visit me.
Yes, absolutely.
And so, like, every morning I'd wake up. I didn't dream about them. And on the 5th night, this is the truth, they came to me in my dreams, and all 3 of them came together.
Yes.
And I went and picked them up. They came off of a bus, and they had luggage, and like we were all like hugging, and oh, it's so good to see you, and like that's kind of all I really remember of the dream.
Yeah.
And so then like I did an AI thing about it, like and they said that there were some significant things there. The fact that all 3 of them came together means supposedly that they are traveling in the afterlife together.
Yep.
The fact that they came on a bus and not in a car was significant, and it means they're on a journey. Like they just stopped to see you along the way, but they're on a journey. And they had luggage. They're on their own journey. But it was just and it really did feel real. Like I was so happy they got off the bus and were hugging each other and stuff like that.
Yes.
And so it was amazing to me. So in the morning, I woke up and I get on my phone and I put into AI, this was my dream. What does it mean?
Yeah.
And as I'm sitting there reading what it meant, like I am crying, like tears are coming down my eyes. And my husband came out and he goes, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I'm like, and he's like, "What?" And all I could get at me, I went, happy tears, like I wanted him to know that I wasn't upset.
Yeah.
But that is a true story.
That's so beautiful.
And it's like, so I really do. I mean, to me, that's not coincidental.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I think that you really have to open yourself up to a lot of this stuff. And it's okay. I was just thinking to myself, it's interesting because nobody forces you what to believe, okay? In a way, but like when you grow up, and I am not, being negative about religion,
right?
But we grow up and we are taught to think a certain way, religiously and spiritually, right?
Yes.
And I think that that's a journey we all have to discover for ourselves.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And so we're not forcing that belief on anybody, and like I said, I still believe in God and a source and all of that stuff. I will always believe that I am Catholic. But I just feel like the things that, like in the last few years that I've read and researched and when I say discovered, I mean discovered here in me. I think they've been beneficial to me and opened up my eyes to a lot of things.
It's not that it's not that any truth was covered or hidden up to you. It's just your awareness of it it wasn't there. And as you continue to awaken, your awareness expands and more of these things start coming into your awareness. It's not that it was not real or that it's new. It's just our level of awareness just expands as much as we allow it to.
Right.
I love that. Oh, that's beautiful.
Then, is there anything that you're learning about or that you've heard of but don't really know about that you're excited to learn about or looking forward to learning about?
Yes. And we were just having this discussion last night because and again, I was following a lot of Dolores Cannon stuff, and like people we would ask her questions and stuff, and like some people who don't have such a happy life here on earth, they say, I don't want to come back. I don't want to come back. It's a terrible place. I don't want to come back. And, do we have the choice? And she said, yes, you have the choice. But then in one of her other things, she said something about, we have to come back many, many times to learn everything there is to learn.
Yeah.
And like, I know that book that my husband was reading,
Autobiography of a Yogi.
Yeah, autobiography. Like he talked about like we're here thousands of times,
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to figure that out. Like, well, if we have a choice, but then she says you have to keep coming back to learn, and people have been here like thousands. So I'm trying to tie that all together.
Yeah, but are you okay if it never ties together?
Well, I'll have to be.
Like,
yeah.
I just live with the ambiguity.
Live with it,
yeah.
Trust in it. Yeah.
It's kind of the way I would describe it in my interpretation is it's kind of like childbirth. Like you have that terrible labor pain, and so many women say this, and they think, oh my gosh, I'm never going to have another baby, but then after you give birth, like you forget what that labor pain is like.
You forget about it.
So I think that, we can't possibly learn everything there is to learn in one journey here or one life here. And then we go on back into the spiritual world.
Yep.
And we forget.
Yeah.
And in our spirit world, in our spirit state of consciousness, we want to become the best we can be.
Yes.
So we end up coming back again.
Yeah. I love that.
I think that's it for this time. Is there anything like you really want to say or anything you want to share before we say goodbye?
No, just since you got interested in this and I started researching it, that there are so many things, like just little things and little everyday things that happen that, make you think, you go, or, put a smile on your face or, and sometimes you just have to, being the way I am, I'm not a go with the flow person. I have to have a plan, but really sometimes you do have to, and that's part, I think, of what learning is to trust
and let
trust
go,
that the universe is going to, do what's right by you.
Yeah. Trust in something greater than you.
Right.
Yeah. I love it. This was so fun. Thank you so much for being open and sharing. This is going to be such a fun episode. And thank you to everyone. I hope you enjoyed a beautiful Sunday morning with us.
And if you want to answer any of those questions in the comments, please feel free. Absolutely. And if you have any questions for Mom Divine North, just type them down below and we will get them to her and see if we can get some answers for your questions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And as always, if this episode resonated with you or if there's someone that you just know this message is for, please share. And as always as well, those likes and shares keep us on the air.
Yeah.
I just made that up.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you. See you next
time.
Thank
you, ladies, for having me.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.